Big facts, we back. I'm gonna get better because I know I've been not posting on time. July was super, super hectic. So many birthdays. Yay! Say. It's her birthday. So it was super hectic and I fell off and I guess we went on, I guess we went on a summer break. But I'm gonna be more consistent with the apps and stay on top of my business. Because procrastination is killing me. It's killing us. It's killing we. Oh, I'm about to start poetry. But no, seriously. Yeah. I've been procrastinating so heavy. So even though things are going on around me and in my life and happening to people and stuff like that, I really must focus on my business and focus on me. And the business doesn't mean like monetary business because I spend more time at the doctors than anything trying to get my business in. So that's just, please, I know we always talk about procrastination, but really, really work on that. Stop putting off tomorrow what you can do today. Huh? Yeah. So if you have to make a phone call, make it as soon as you hang up the phone. Don't wait and make the phone call because it may not happen. You know what I did, guys? So everyone knows I'm supposed to have surgery on my eye because I have keratoconus, which is a terrible eye disease where you lose your vision and you cannot get it back. So I've had it since I was 21, and next week I'm going to have eye surgery. So when I went for my preliminary surgery thingy, I was told to get these tears. And guess what, guys? They make tears out of your blood. So someone's going to come to my house, draw blood, and they're going to make me tears from my eyes so that after the surgery, my eyes can heal better and faster and ward off infections and all of this and that. That was like a month ago. I should have made the appointment, but I didn't, for the phlebotomist to come and take care, draw the blood so that I can get the drops. I didn't do that. So now, I'm going to have the surgery, but I'm not going to have my eye drops in time. But I have to use it for a month anyway, so I don't know. Procrastination, and that wasn't good. That was my bad. I don't work. Breast milk? No. Why you got something?
I don't. They say
oh, it's good for everything, but I think it's maybe like later on. Later on, while I ain't so raw, because breast milk can have some crazy. I can grow broccoli out my eyes, stuff like that. Pizza. So yeah, guys. So just pray for me, keep me in prayer. And if you got keratoconus, talk to me in the comments. It's a horrible disease, but guess what? It is now, the cross-linking surgery is now FDA approved. This is the same disease that August Alsina has, Bill Cosby, so many different people have it. And, you know, you really think that you are going blind. Because when I was 21 and I first got it, I was like, oh my God, I'm going blind. And you are going blind, just slowly, you know. And they say, oh, it doesn't cause complete blindness because you still have color. When you go completely blind, you don't have color. You see shadows and whatnot. But when you watch a TV and all you see is colors moving around, that's blind. Okay? When you driving and somebody's crossing the street and you don't see them, you're blind. So it really messes up your life. You know, it affects the things that you can do. Because I always wanted to be a doctor. See, I had no idea I was going to get afflicted with this. Imagine if I was a doctor. I would be delivering the baby from the wrong end. That's seriously, like, being a doctor is so delicate. You work with such little pieces on the human body, blood vessels, and I would be messing people up. So Yahweh knew I was going to be all jacked up, so that didn't happen for me. So anyway, I digress. So what in the ice is going on? Dre?
What?
With ice.
ice. They did a raid in Mississippi. They gathered between 600 and 700 illegal immigrants, and they were saying that if it was one parent, if it was both parents, they would let one go and keep the other one. So that's you know the rules.
I didn't even know that you can find 700 people, immigrants, in a factory in Mississippi. I had no idea.
That's a hell of a factory.
Right? What are they building?
Yeah. So
they must have took the whole factory.
Out of all the kids, they had this one girl crying. So
the 11-year-old girl.
I found that kind of weird.
Yeah, it was true.
So.
I see where he's going. This is my little conspiracy theorist. We all are. He's big time. But you like that song, Big Time? Rick Ross, yeah. Big Time. He says Big Time way too much.
Yeah. The album came out today too.
It grew on me though. I like it a little better. I listen to the lyrical content. I like Rick Ross. I love his production. He never fails me.
Sounds
on
good.
production.
Turned up.
Yeah.
In the car.
But
So
that
she wants to
song
be big time.
Yeah.
Well,
Give
she
me
wanted some
like,
money. That's our little money girl right there. She money. But yeah, so be careful out there. ICE is coming for you. And where are they putting all these people?
So how do you feel? You feel they should have did the raid? Or?
What are they doing it for? These people are at work. Shouldn't you be going to get the people committing crimes?
That was the whole initial
Right.
thing for wanting all of this.
Right. It makes absolutely no sense. These people are at work, being law-abiding citizens. I feel like, and they're helping these companies, they're helping these communities. If you have a factory in Mississippi and it shuts down, it takes jobs away from thousands of people. So you have to think about our economy and what it's doing to our economy. So
And the
it's just counterproductive.
The timing was kind of crazy. They taking the spotlight off of that other thing. Off of the shooting.
Oh, Paso.
Oh, yeah. Oh, shout out to Dayton, Ohio, and El Paso.
Taking the spotlight.
Prayers are with the real victims, and it's just crazy. And then you had the idiot going to Walmart with body armor and gun straps and playing games. Y'all have to stop living for Instagram and stop living for likes and Facebook shares because y'all playing with y'all lives. My thing is, he could have been dead going and pranking. And I was just telling him about what the Philly Finance guy, right? Before all of this happened, right, Moose?
Who?
Philly's, what is it? Philly's Funniest?
Funny.
And how they went to
Oh,
Walmart, and I was like, that was so dangerous. And this is
Yeah.
before the shooting. I think it's stupid where people could get trampled and hurt. Just in 42nd Street, a motorcycle backfired, and they had a full-on stampede in Times Square. This is how on edge people are. You know, so it's not a joke to go into a public establishment and yell, he's got a gun or a bomb or nothing. That is not funny because you got pregnant women, you got people, period. I don't care if they're pregnant, children. No one deserves to be trampled to death. That reminds me of City College when those 9 people were trampled to death at a basketball game. So when you know those things could really happen, you really gotta chill. Stop doing that kind of stuff. It's not cute no more. So it was never cute, but you have to stop that. So yeah, in the Garlic Festival in California, you're having all these mass shootings and people are really dying for what? I will say this about social media. It has made people the best mother, father, boyfriend, daughter, son that you can be because everybody wants to be their best selves on Instagram. Everybody's getting married for no reason. Everybody's taking their kids out and doing things so they can have pictures. Everybody's going to visit their grandmothers in the nursing home. Everybody's doing all these fabulous things because of Instagram. So even though they're doing fake stuff for likes, it's having a real positive effect on your children, your significant other, your elders. So keep doing what you're doing for the gram because it's looking good, even though we know it's fake.
People shouldn't post everything. It's kind of crazy.
Yeah, I mean, I have people that I know that have a full-on production. They should have a reality show. They should call Mona Scott. These pictures are so fabulous, like, and you living in, it's nothing wrong with living in a project. I loved it. However, if your living conditions don't match up to the life that you're portraying on Instagram, why don't you save your money so you can move? It doesn't make any sense to me.
You sound like a pastor right now.
It doesn't make sense. So, keep doing it for the gram. Do it for the bond.
That dude that killed 4 people.
The stabbing in California.
Yeah.
You were talking about that yesterday. You're intrigued by that.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I just don't. It's crazy because it was another stabbing too, right? So it was
I
like,
forgot the place. But
yeah,
it was
people
another
are so
stabbing.
violent, and you know who we all have to thank for that. I'm gonna leave it right there. People are just violent and crazy for no reason. Be careful. So on top of that, what else are we? We Hot Girl Summer Rain. Are we liking that song? Whose song is it again?
It is Megan Thee Stallion, Ty Dolla $ign, and Nicki Minaj. I don't know whose original song it is. I don't know who's the features on it.
Oh yeah.
I know it's the 3 of them.
It's her song.
Oh.
She started this whole Hot Girl Summer movement. I call Megan Thee Stallion I want to say like almost 3 years ago. I'm get a bag, make it twerk, twerk. I used to love that song.
That's 3 years ago?
Yeah, about 3 years ago. I have maybe 2, if not 2, if not 3, then definitely 2. That's crazy, right? I called it. I have it on my page, so that's how I know it wasn't last year. Because I was bigger. I actually had a side-by-side picture when I was bigger and smaller. Yeah, anyway. And I use that song. Anyway. I do. So I wanted to talk a little bit today about children. Children. And our children that are becoming adults. I've had this conversation before. So many, we have to have a support group for weed-head children. Children that lie. Children that steal. Children that are just not taking their lives seriously. Anybody who has a teenager is going through sheer hell. Because guess what, guys? I think weed is the new vaccination. Okay? And I'll say it again. Weed and legalizing weed will just be like kids getting vaccines. Now we're talking about adult autism, brain death. They're all doing the same thing. So it leads me to believe you can move a kid out the projects. You can have a kid totally from the suburbs, and they're all doing the same exact thing. They're smoking weed, having random hookups, and just not caring about their personal appearance, not caring about their aroma, not caring about friends, because friends aren't even important anymore because these kids jump from one friend group to one friend group to one friend group. Back in the days, when you had friends, you had that set group of friends. You had maybe 2 groups, because like if you didn't go to school with the kids from your hood, you had your friends from school and you had your friends from the block. And you mainly hung out with your friends from the block because those are the people you grew up with. Now, like, they pick up vagrant, random people that are into the same thing that they're into, and they become like these fast friends. And back in the days, no one appreciated that. They would say, oh, he's fish market, or you picking up, what's that stupid thing, associates and all that. I never liked that whole, I got real friends and associates. I think that's stupid. If you hanging out with somebody that you can't consider a friend, then they're just not your friend. But associates, and my lawyer, I don't have associates. But anyway, yeah, I feel for all of my friends that are in the struggle raising kids at a time like this. Now, back in the days, if you would have told me that NWA and all these different groups of people was affecting our minds, I would tell you no. I had arguments about that when I was younger. Like, it doesn't affect me. And it really didn't affect me because I went to school, I didn't smoke weed, I did everything I was supposed to do. But it did make me more aggressive. And I was already in an aggressive situation. So listening to certain songs do make you aggressive, make you feel like you can do something, hurt something. And now these kids, and I think the difference between our generation and this generation, there's no form of this is not real and this is fake. We knew back in the days, because our parents, if you grew up in a black household, you knew Santa Claus was fake, everything was fake. Ain't no damn tooth fairy. I'm the tooth fairy. Like, so you knew when you watched a movie like Rambo or Predator or whatever, it was fake. Nowadays, when people living in such virtual reality and they close themselves off and they lock themselves into rooms for hours, to the point where some gamers actually piss and cuss because they don't want to get up and mess up their game. They believe these things are reality, so they find people on the internet, they become friends with them, they think those are their real friends, they think that this is like waking up, smoking, hooking up, and going to sleep and doing it again. Not even bothering to wash, not even caring about their families. And that's the problem that I have. These kids are so distant. That was a phase that you went through, like when you were coming into your own, where you would go to all the family functions, and then it was a natural kind of breaking away, or you would leave a function early so you can go to a club. But these kids have no interest in family whatsoever. They don't care about nothing. And I think it's the weed. The weed and the entertainment. I know it's the weed. I'm not even gonna back down off of that.
You standing on
Oh, the hookah too. I'm standing on it. I'm standing on it because the kids that don't do it have a different perception. You just see a difference in kids that don't get high versus the ones that get high. They're just different. So shout out to all my mothers and fathers and grandparents and aunties and uncles big cousins that are going through it. I don't really see an end in sight. And the far away the child gets in years, I don't know if it's ever going to change. So I would urge you to live your life. You planted the seeds. Hopefully they grow. If not, it's not your fault. Not all the time. I ain't letting the bad parents off the hook. I'm very clear about that. But if you was a parent and you put in your work, you did your due diligence, you took your kid to counseling, you took them to school, to finest schools, you did everything you could do for your kid, and it still turns out to be a rotten egg, it ain't your fault. Papa. It's on them. And another thing, y'all kids have to realize that your criminal record is just like having bad credit. You won't be able to own a company. You won't be able to go for loans for a company because these kids just think, they say, oh, I want to own a business. How you going to own a business and you can't even get fingerprinted? You can't do none of the things that you need to do to establish a business. You know, so if you keep getting arrested for weed every other day, keep getting arrested for petty like trespassing because you don't need to go smoke weed in places you don't need to be smoking weed. Stop it. You are ruining your life. And this is all a part of that big, gigantic plan that they have. It's called a strategic plan. Big companies do strategic planning. And this is what happens. They let things become more available to you so that you can ruin yourself. And when they're done with that, they move on to something else. But this weed is not healthy for you. It's not beneficial to you. If it doesn't allow you to get up and take care of yourself, even brush your teeth. Your teeth are rotten. Your breath is stink. How on earth is it helping you? I don't get it. Don't you have seeds, dummies? Anything without life is death. If your weed doesn't have a seed, it's deadly. It's killing you. It's a hybrid. You shouldn't eat it. Yeah, and give you cavities. Because they eat, and then on top of the tobacco, they eat a bunch of sugar, sugary snacks, and hot flaming Cheetos, and Gatorade. They ain't even work out.
And then your teeth get ugly.
Yeah, and you stink, right? So girls, when you get older, say no to drugs. It's not good for you.
I didn't even think about it.
Thank God. Thank Yahweh. Girls. Clap it up for the youth. And you have to have these conversations with them because guess what? If you don't now, somebody who is less informed than you will have it with them later and will have them thinking that this is the right thing to do. Everyone is doing it. Oh, you're not cool if you don't do this. Oh, we're not going to be your friend if you don't do that.
But that don't really matter.
That's
as
right.
long as I'm safe, I don't really care.
Hallelujah. That's my girl. How you feel about that, Mom? You know, you the resident mom on deck. So am I speaking facts or what?
Yeah. True. Facts.
Yeah. So that's my story. Weed is the new vaccination. Correct me if I'm wrong in 20 years.
No, you're going to have some people.
Oh, lots. Yeah, that's definitely. Oh, man. So, yeah, I told about keeping the record clean. Another thing. I've been having bing, bing, bing. My brain has been working. 8/8. Did you get that energy on August 8th? Yeah, with some real serious black moon stuff going on, and it gave you some power that you didn't even know you had. So check into that. But what I want to talk about is also control. How we think we have everything in control, right? We think, oh, I solved this problem. Oh, I paid this bill. Oh, I did this. Oh, I did. I am in such great control. I remember before we bought this house, I prided myself on having this big credit score, and being able to get a house was big. You know what I'm saying? But having my credit, my car note was paid on time. I was that person, right? Because I had bad credit before, so I had pulled myself out of bad credit, and then I was on. It was lit. And I got this house and I was blew out. I was unlit. It looks nice. So what I want to say to you is that you don't control nothing. I don't care how much you think you got it going on. The universe is in total control because at a moment's notice, everything can change. What we have to do is, and to understand is that it's all about timing. and being in place and being in position. But we don't have no control. And I think that's why a lot of people go crazy, you know, and have nervous breakdowns, and myself included, because we think we can control everything with our actions. And really it's not. You know, you can do 1,000 good deeds, and then your work. Look at Job in the Bible. You know, this good person doing all these great things, and he lost everything. And then he had to pray and meditate and do all these things, and then he got it all back. But that's how I look at life. It's like, yo, I'm doing everything right, and nothing really seems to be working out. Not the way that I wanted to, because I want to control the narrative of my life, right? I painted this picture how my life should look at a certain age, and I'm looking at the picture. It's just a painting. It's not a fact. It didn't happen the way I thought it would happen. But I also didn't do everything I was supposed to do. You know, I didn't know. I was young. I was dumb. So I just want you to know that just be in position. Do everything you're supposed to do. Even when things aren't going your way, still do what you know is right to do. Even if you can't, you know, a lot of times we do stuff. We feed people. We invite people to our home. We take care of people. And a lot of times we can't afford to do a lot of stuff that we do. We make it look good, and it hurts us. And that's what charity is. I don't believe charity is giving somebody something that you no longer want. I believe it's giving somebody something that you still want and making a sacrifice and giving it. So a lot of times I lend my time, we lend our money, we lend our food, we do stuff for people, and you know, we have a hard way to go, you know. But hey, I'd rather this hard way to go because it could be worse. So I always look at that. It's always levels to everything. You saw that Cardi video? And she talks about levels. You saw that one?
No, I haven't.
Oh, it's really cute. But she's talking about levels on a different level. Talking about girls and relationships. And every level is just different. So we're struggling with, you know, suburban poverty. I'd rather have suburban poverty. I don't mind sharing that with you either. Because I know a lot of people think that, you know, women living high off the wall. But no, we struggling. Just like everybody else. I ain't nobody hit no lottery around here. This house ain't paid off. None of it, you know, but we just make a way. And because we do what we're supposed to do, Yahweh, the ancestors, always make sure that things get done. But it's not easy, you know, so just pray for us. I pray for you. But just know that you're not in control of nothing, but just do what you're supposed to do, because brighter days are coming. Oh, look. I'm an old head. I took a fortune cookie today, right? I opened it because this has been the conversation, and my fortune cookie said something phenomenal. Happier days are definitely ahead for you. Struggle has ended. Yes, the struggle has ended. I'm keeping that. Right? I was back here praying this morning because, you know, sometimes you need to do that. I walked away from everything and I walked all around the property and prayed over every piece of this house. And I prayed for everybody. I prayed for people I don't even know. I prayed for my neighbors, these people. I prayed for the people that's having the house built behind us. I don't even know them. I prayed for everybody. That if your name came in my head, I prayed for you. After I prayed, Peter the rabbit was back here. I call him Buns. Our rabbit's name is Buns because we have a rabbit that lives in here, and I call him Buns. And Buns was around here scampering around, and and I looked down, and it was two red little dots. I was, what's that? And I moved it around. Two little strawberries. I'm not growing strawberries. I just knew that was a sign of life, and how a seed was planted that I didn't even put there for prosperity. It was so nice. So I picked up one because I didn't know what it was. You know, I can't see, so I had to put it all the way up here. I said, oh, that's a strawberry. I smelled it. It's a strawberry. So I still got one down there. But thank you for the seed that was planted. I didn't know who planted it. I said maybe somebody dropped their sangria at the party because it did have strawberries in it.
It's old.
No, they're new little strawberries. It's just growing. A seed must have dropped. Right, it pollinated. Oh, baby, the rabbit brought it from my neighbors. So I don't know how we got the strawberries, but that's the thing. Your neighbor's flowers can become your weeds, or your neighbor's flowers can become your flowers. And it's all in how you look at it. Like the cup half empty, half full. I'll take the weeds and the flowers, you know, because thank you, I didn't have to plant it. So I'm gonna let that little one strawberry grow unless one of these creatures out here eat it. But it's, yeah, but I thought that was so, like, that was after I prayed. It was like, there you go. So thank you, Yahweh. Thank you, ancestors. Thank you, Grandma Ruth. Thank you, Ida Meg. Thank you, all Sarah, all our spirits that help us and guide us. Right, Mommy? So now, Tam tips. Tam tips. What a wonderful Tam tips. Get your life. Help you get your. You know what? I need a resume. The dance. Gag. I don't believe that. Anyway, I have something to do. I need a resume.
So my tip today is about LinkedIn. LinkedIn's been around for a few years, but with technology constantly advancing and everything being done online, LinkedIn is like the newest, latest go-to. A good 30,000 companies are now using LinkedIn to do their recruiting. So I highly suggest, if you are looking or wanting to stay relevant in the market, get a LinkedIn page and use it. It's a great resource to have nowadays. You can apply to jobs on there. A lot of times people who are doing hiring, who have not posted their job yet, they look on there and source who could be a perfect fit, and then they'll put it live and then say, hey, go apply to it right now just so that they can have your application on file. As soon as they make it go live, so you want to just make sure that you're up on top of things. All the job boards are fairly good, Indeed, Career Builder, Monster, all of those. But companies are looking to LinkedIn more. My opinion is that it's because it has your picture, and they also get to see what your peers are saying about you, because you have the section for recommendations where people that you worked with can leave a review about your work ethic. So they don't have to too much rely on your references anymore, because they're going to see it in real time. So because they have that much access to you and your profile, they're leaning toward LinkedIn way more now than they are anywhere else. So make sure if you're looking, get a LinkedIn profile, set it up, make sure it's appropriate. It's not Facebook or Instagram. It is purely professional, and you will see the difference when you go on there if you haven't been on there. Make sure that you complete as much information on there as possible. All of your work history up there. It's very detailed. But that is the new. It's not that new. But it's the thing that's becoming the biggest thing now at this point, because that's what everybody's doing. Everything is online. Everybody wants to know how you look. Everybody wants to have this feeling of, oh, I know this person, prior to ever even meeting you or working with you or this or that. So if you're looking, that's a good place to start, because it's likely that you'll get something out of it. They even have a feature now where if you're looking at their jobs, like say you're going to apply to a job that's on there, it'll show you of the people that you're connected with, your friends or followers or whatever, who else works there.
Okay.
And then you can send them a message to give a recommendation on your behalf for the position that you're going to apply to. So they can say yes or no, if they are in position to make a decision, they'll do that. But if not, then they'll say, oh, I don't know that person, maybe I can shoot you over to a colleague or something like that. But it's good for networking. It's the place to be now. So if you don't have one and you're in the market, get your LinkedIn page, because it's only going to get worse. And everything is online.
Ma, Bunny right here.
Oh, see? He's just chilling. Hey, Buns. See, Buns is just out here. Hey, Buns.
I thought it was a bull run.
That's my baby, Buns.
I heard you talking.
Right? He said, hey, I got it. Yeah. Would you sit down? Cross your legs. Would you be
Yes, that's the end of my town tip.
Moose, I'm almost done.
Get a LinkedIn profile.
Get a LinkedIn. I've been on LinkedIn for years. I don't use it. I fill out my password. I need to get back on it. I'm going to Tam. I'm gonna get myself
I
together.
do those too.
See? Shameless plug. But yeah, so Oh, I just have one other order of business. You know, I love talking about Wendy Williams and her power play. I was just telling Andre, I was breaking down her power play. I love it. So, the Jerry O show is coming on, I think tomorrow or Monday. Today's Friday. And they were like touting him to like take her job. That people were thinking that when everything was going crazy with her, that he would be a replacement for her. And exactly. But he did host it while she was gone, like several shows. Him and Nick Cannon, I think, did the best.
Right.
I think Nick Cannon did the best. But they really liked his energy.
Yes.
Yeah, and I guess because he's, you know, white male, he's kind of sexually ambiguous because he's married, but he seems a little, you know, sexually fluid, if you know what I mean. Metro. And so, I like what she did. So she said, and I'm only surmising, I don't know. I believe she knew the writing on the wall and said, you know what, I'm going to hire him to work for me. I'm going to give him a show, and I'm going to produce it. And that's what she did. So the show comes on Monday. It's for 3 weeks, and if it does well, it'll get picked up like her show did. And I don't know whose time slot he's going to be stealing, however, but I like that power play, Wendy. That was some recovery.
So if it gets picked up, it'll take her spot?
No, because, I mean, well, if it did, it's a win-win, right? Because it's her show. Right? But I don't think so.
Okay.
So, well, I don't know. Let's see how it all plays out. But I was like, that's a power play. She was thinking in the midst of the storm. And that's what I'm talking about. She could control that people wanted to work with him, but she saw her out or her in, and she did that. Good job, girl. Good job. Do you like him, Ma? Because you watch Wendy.
I'm not familiar. I don't remember.
Yeah, he was on there. Said, did you see it today?
No,
because she slept in. The queen slept in very late. She didn't come down from her boudoir until after 6. Must be nice. I'm teasing. Mommy is going through some things, so just pray for mommy. And we understand why the queen graced us with her presence.
Yes.
And I thank you for being here because you don't have to. And so we were watching Annie because they used to love the Jamie Foxx version of Annie. But I wanted them to see the Annie that I fell in love with in 1982. Oh my God, I was like 7 or 6. And I loved Annie. I mean, I watched Annie so much on tape. I mean, that, Grease, and the making of Thriller. I burnt those things out. Huh?
They got black women.
Well, because she says it got black women power because she said Annie has hair like black girls. She did. So I love Annie. I love the music. See, the last one, the remake didn't have all of the tunes. You know, I like show tunes. And back then, if you were a kid, like you saw Popeye, Annie, all those movies were like musicals. And the musical was big in the 80s. That was the thing. So I loved it. And I wanted them to see what I fell in love with. And and I love Punjab. You know, they had to have the black man in there, and he was all magical and stuff. He was a Moor because he wore his fez, right?
Yeah.
They ain't talking about that. And so, yeah, Punjab. And he said when he rescued Annie from the bridge, when Rooster was trying to kill her, that's Carol Burnett's brother, Miss Hannigan. And anyway, he said, a kid without courage is like a night without stars. It was a quote from Confucius by Punjab. And I just love that quote. So how do you feel about that quote, you guys? Do you have courage?
Yes.
Yes. And I believe it's true because kids are courageous. They will do things they know they're not supposed to. They will jump from the highest thing, believing that they won't bump their head. They'll spin around in circles and they think they won't get dizzy. They don't think anything bad can happen to them until it happens. And even still, they'll do it again. So if we had the heart of a child, what we could achieve in this life. You know, the courage that it takes to be a child, and then somewhere along the way between our parents telling us we can't do everything, our friends telling us we can't do stuff, we start believing these things, we lose our courage. But if I could have the courage of Tay-Tay or London or Damaris, then I would do so much more things. You know, so I want you girls to not lose your courage. Be wise, but never lose your courage. Be brave. Go out into this world and be fearless. Don't let anybody tell you you can't do things, because you can.
When I grow up, I want to travel.
Oh, excuse me. Where you want to travel to? So to your people.
I want to travel to London.
Because her name is London. Well, why not? And Damaris, you should travel to Greece because that's where your name comes from. They were from Greece. It was Damaris and Dion and Damaris. They're in the Bible, and that's why I named her Damaris. And I named her London because that's one of the places I want to go to. And Dion and Damaris are the only two people that follow Yeshua or Jesus from that region. And Damaris was an educated woman. She was smart, so she made the right decision, and she became a disciple of Jesus, and that's why I gave her that name. And so, you know, be bold, travel, do whatever you need to do, and yeah, give your kids good names. You know, when a kid asks you, "What's my name mean?" Don't just be putting names together because the father name was Ra and the mother name was Kim. They got Ra Kim. You don't know what the hell that means. A Ra was a Ra Kim. But I'm pretty sure in the 5% nation, that's a real thing. But just don't be going making up names. Actually give them names that mean something. It is made up, but it means something. Or everybody's names have a meaning. So I think that's cool. Well, Ra is the son of the sun god. And I don't know what Kim means, so I can't account for Kim. So that's a powerful name. Yeah. But yeah, man, encourage your children to be bold, fierce, and courageous. And when you say it to them, make sure you say it to yourself. So, I mean, I think that's it. Oh, what music are you listening to? You can get ready to wrap me up. I'm looking for good new music. There is a lot of good new music out there. Hot Girl Summer is, it's okay. I'm loving Rick Ross. We just talked about him.
Yeah.
And my favorite video.
Oh, go ahead.
No, that.
What's that song? P&B Rock and.
Oh, you like it now?
Yeah, I like that song.
I can't leave him alone. She's on quality control. I don't know. Why you gonna put my spot right now?
I'm so sorry.
I don't know her name, but the girl from City Girls is in there. P&B Rock, Myla. Her name begins with an M or something like that. I don't remember, but she's using "Can't Leave Him Alone" the Sierra beat and chorus. It's pretty good. It's real summery.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. Who you listening to?
Just like that. Just like
You
that.
sucker. I can't get this song out of my
Just like
head.
that.
I still can't find. You found it?
No.
Who are you listening to, Trace?
This kid is messing with you. Just like
I
that.
still can't find who made that song.
Such a 90s.
Ow.
So who you listening to?
Nobody knew.
No, but who you listening to?
Well, my all-time favorite group is Tony Talking Tony, so that's who I listen to.
Yeah. It never rains in Southern California, and they tell me that's my song. And you know, back in the days, the 90s, and you know, go-go was like reggae. They make all the songs over. So we had this tape where It Never Rains in Southern California, the go-go remix. Yo, that was the best remix I ever heard, and it still is. They did the mess out that song. I don't know, it was the Backyard Band. I don't know who it was, but that was something. I'm pretty sure if you Google it, you can find it. But that Southern California remix, the go-go mix, and don't mute DC either. I'm tired of hearing about it. You gentrify neighborhoods. You want to come and take the culture. If you don't like go-go music, don't move to DC. What is wrong with you?
Are they trying to mute?
It's a store like a Metro PCS, and he keeps speakers out in front, and he blasts go-go music all day long. It's the culture. And now since they gentrified the community, the colonizers are complaining the music is too loud. But you knew that when you moved in.
Yeah.
So there's this whole movement called Don't Mute DC.
Yeah.
Like they have Mute R.
It's a
Kelly.
big thing.
Yeah, it's sad.
They're doing it all over DC.
Yeah, it sucks. Because, you know, it's kind of sad because go-go music is a big thing in DC. And it hasn't really had a lot of crossover appeal. We're doing the EU. That's a big go-go group out of DC. Then it's the backyard. What is it? I can't think of his name. And then the guy who? Shut up.
No. That's it. I think he did the go-go music. Purple.
Yeah, he did. That's the guy from which face? Oh, Chuck Bone. Chuck Bone. That's his name. And then you had the guy Slim, the guy that plays Slim on The Wire.
Charlie.
Charlie. He has a big He's one of the biggest bands. Anyway, I'm so sorry, DC, but you know I love you guys. But don't mute DC, and don't move if you don't like the culture. Don't move in the culture. What's wrong with y'all?
That goes for Harlem.
Yeah,
Compton,
just stay
Compton.
out. Like if you can't get with the
Bye.
culture, bye. You moved there because you like the culture. Now you get there and it's too loud.
Well,
Stop
You
it.
know,
I'm
the
still
murals
listening to
and
Nipsey.
everything.
Nipsey
Oh, yeah, we still not listening. We still not hearing him on the radio. Just like we don't really hear Chris Brown on the radio.
Exactly.
So
Chris Brown, if you see this, can you get in the movie, please? Thank you.
who you listening to, Mom?
Please.
Nobody right now.
You need to listen to music. Music therapy is. If I didn't have music, y'all probably want to see me on here because I'll probably be dead somewhere. I really love music. Music has gotten me through the worst of times. It was the worst of times. It was best of times. Who knows that book?
Nothing.
I'm a nerd. But anyway, yeah, music is amazing. London, who are you listening to? She's a big music buff.
I'm listening to OMG Girls.
To the who? OMG girls?
OMG.
She will not let them girls go. They're like the OMG women at this point. OMG OGs. She will not let them go. But she also listens to gospel music.
Oh yeah.
She loves. Who are you listening to, Dee Dee? Okay. Anyway. You listening to anybody that she's listening to, right?
Yeah.
Pretty much. Okay. Boy, oh boy. But that's it really for this episode. I had no vegan recipes for you this week because I get in trouble every time I do it. But I made some Jamaican stewed chicken, baked chicken.
That was so good.
Thank you. So good. I thought I was at Flavors. And Flavors used to be my favorite Jamaican restaurant. First it was the Rusty's Kitchen in Harlem, and they kind of fell off. When I was eating meat, I had some jerk chicken that wasn't that great, and I don't play with my jerk. And then I started going to Flavors in the Bronx. What? Flavors sauces were on point. So when I make my stuff, I model it after Flavors. And then I have Sisters that I still go to because Sisters has a vegan little dish with the chickpeas, and that's Trini food, but it's so good. So it's not enough.
It's like being on a diet.
Yeah, they don't give you enough.
Boy, that food is some word.
Super portion control. So I just want to say that, veganize it. Anything that you eat, if you think it's hard to go vegan, it isn't. Anything that you eat and you like it, just take the meat out. Take the chicken broth out. Take all that stuff out of it, and you will still have the sauce and the essence of what you like. You're not missing nothing. But I digress. So I just want to, Dre, you're going to have to shut it off.
Yeah.
I just want to say, okay, we went a little long. I was a little long-winded because I miss you guys. I love you.
I love Hope Nation.
And next week you won't be seeing them because they'll be back in Florida. So I just want to, I'm not going to say give them a going away party, but I'm going to say a coming home soon.
Yeah.
Everything's temporary. Nothing ain't permanent. Okay? So keep that in mind, and we will see you guys next week. Do I have anything I want to say? And wish me well on my surgery, because the next time you see me, I'll have an eye patch. I be Slick Rick. But I love you all, Hope Nation. Mwah.